Welcome back. Find a comfortable place, relax, and listen carefully. Today, you will practice English through a simple and natural story. Do not worry if you do not understand every word immediately. Just keep listening and repeating. Little by little, your English will improve naturally. Early in the morning, the city was quiet. The streets were almost empty, and the air felt cool and fresh. Daniel opened the window of his apartment and looked outside. The sun was beginning to rise behind the buildings. People were starting their day slowly. Daniel prepared a cup of coffee and sat near the window. He enjoyed peaceful mornings because they helped him think clearly. While drinking his coffee, he opened his notebook and began studying English again. For many years, he believed English was too difficult for him. He tried learning many times, but he always stopped after a few weeks. Sometimes he felt tired. Sometimes he felt discouraged. And sometimes he simply believed he was not good enough. But this time felt different. Now he understood something important. Learning a language takes time. Nobody becomes fluent in 1 week or 1 month. Real progress happens little by little, day after day. So Daniel made a promise to himself. He would practice every single day, even if only for a short time. That morning, he listened to an English podcast while writing new words in his notebook. Some words were easy to remember. Others were more difficult. Still, he continued practicing. After breakfast, Daniel left his apartment and walked to work. The streets were now full of people. Cars moved slowly through traffic. Store owners opened their doors. Students waited for buses while looking at their phones. Daniel worked in a small office in the center of the city. His job was not exciting, but he liked the people there. Everyone treated each other with kindness and respect. When he arrived, his friend Lucas smiled and said, "You look happy today." Daniel laughed softly. "I think my English is improving." Lucas looked surprised. "That's great. How long have you been studying?" "Almost every day for 6 months." "And do you feel more confident now?" "Yes, before I was afraid to speak. Now I understand much more, and speaking feels easier." Lucas nodded. "That happens when you practice consistently." During lunch break, Daniel sat alone outside with his headphones. Instead of listening to music, he listened to English conversations. At first, native speakers sounded too fast for him. But after many months of listening practice, his ears slowly adapted. Now he could recognize common expressions and understand the main ideas. One important thing changed his learning completely. Daniel stopped trying to translate every word. Instead, he focused on understanding the message. That made everything easier. After work, Daniel decided to visit a bookstore. He walked slowly through the shelves looking for something interesting to read. Near the language section, he found a simple English book for learners. He opened the first page and started reading quietly. To his surprise, he understood most of the story. That moment made him smile. A few months earlier, reading even 1 page felt impossible. Now he could enjoy an entire story in English. He bought the book and returned home feeling motivated. That night, heavy rain began falling outside. Daniel sat on the couch with a blanket, a cup of tea, and his new book. The sound of rain filled the apartment while he continued reading. As he read, he noticed something interesting. He was thinking less in Portuguese and more in English. Simple sentences started appearing naturally in his mind. He looked at the clock and realized 2 hours had passed quickly. For the first time, studying English no longer felt like a difficult obligation. It felt enjoyable. Before sleeping, Daniel opened his notebook again and wrote a few sentences about his day in English. Today was a good day. I studied English in the morning. I listened to conversations during lunch. I bought a new book after work. I feel more confident now. He closed the notebook and smiled proudly. The next weekend, Daniel decided to try something new. He joined an online conversation group for English learners. At first, he felt nervous. Many people from different countries were there. Some spoke very well. Others were beginners. The teacher asked everyone to introduce themselves. When it was Daniel's turn, his heart started beating faster. But he took a deep breath and began speaking slowly. "My name is Daniel. I'm from Brazil. I've been studying English for 6 months. I enjoy reading, coffee, music, and traveling." Nobody laughed at his mistakes. Nobody judged his pronunciation. Instead, people smiled and encouraged him. That experience changed him completely. He realized something powerful that night. Most learners are afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are part of learning. Children make mistakes while learning to speak. Adults make mistakes while learning languages too. There is nothing wrong with that. Weeks continued passing, and Daniel's confidence kept growing. He started watching videos without subtitles. He began understanding song lyrics. Even movies became easier to follow. One evening, while walking home, he suddenly remembered the person he was 1 year earlier. Back then, English felt impossible. Now, it felt like a door opening to new opportunities. He could travel more confidently. He could meet people from other countries. He could study new subjects online. He could understand information from all around the world. English was no longer just another school subject. It had become part of his life. And the most important part of his story was simple. He never gave up. Even on difficult days, he continued practicing. Even when progress felt slow, he kept moving forward. That is the secret of learning any language. Small practice every day creates big results over time. If you continue listening, reading, speaking, and practicing regularly, your English will improve too. Step by step, day by day, one sentence at a time. And one day, you will look back and realize how far you have come.